Welcome back to the FILTA. I'm Steve.
I'm Boots.
Let's get it, girl. Right, have you brought some notes this week?
Aye.
We've got one or two, like.
I've been told off through the week. I've been disinterested in what was it? Didn't pay attention. So I have wrote a whole load of notes, right? Did you check them out? I'm on the frame of the day.
Is this the tunes you're putting on, like?
What am I doing now? I did blah. Let's go.
Some technical difficulties, bear with us.
That's more like it, isn't it?
There we go, now I'm in the zone.
That's more filtered.
Hi.
Right. Let's kick it off. What we got?
I found the chin list, by the way.
Oh, did you? That's good.
In the electric chair list.
Aye, I'd forgotten about them. Didn't you want to have someone you had wanted to put on the chin list this week?
Will Smith.
No, it's someone else.
I don't know. Must be.
That's it now. Did you see the World Cup's being drawn?
Oh, I've not actually seen it, but I knew it was getting drawn.
What groups can you like?
Who we got?
Oh fuck! I didn't take the screenshot. It's Iran and America, and it's 1 of 3. I think it's Scotland, Wales, or the Ukraine. I hope Scotland get at me. I would like to say Ukraine there now, but honestly, I'm not into the Welsh. Like they've put a super form on them, couldn't say.
The Welsh.
I didn't want them in. I didn't like them anyway. Shite.
Aye.
That Davy Gareth Bale and all them. I didn't like him, mate.
Yeah.
Keeps getting linked with it too, and I would hate it if he came in that.
Gareth Bale. I say it's a mixed one, because I've heard people say that they think he's class.
Why?
Some people say that they think he's shite, but I haven't had enough to.
You know what he is? What I think he is? He's another. If he was to come to the tour, he'd just be like another Michael Owen. I can't get Michael Owen on the chin list.
Like
actually,
it has been.
Aye, just coming for a big fat payday.
Like Michael Owen didn't live up to his expectations at Newcastle, did he? He was on the bench when he had up in time.
He just apparently was always doing the race track and all that, piping horses off. That's all he did in the tour, and I think he's got some race horses there. He just took 100 grand a week and did nothing. Is he on the list, is he?
He's on there now, aye.
Right, aye. We'll have to put that on the Instagram.
I'll take a photo, it'll get on the story, yeah.
Aye, but Iran and America are in the same group, that's good, like. I hope the Iranians pump the Americans, me.
Aye.
Fuck them and all the Americans, cunts. Aye, there's going to be wicked, but it's in November because it's played in Qatar. So God knows what time we're going to see, but it's going to be the heat of summer here, like.
Spain, Germany, Group A.
How are you not? You're being disinterested? You're just sitting there
I'm just looking at the groups there.
Yeah, if you're not going to take it serious, you know.
You're the football correspondent.
Are you fucking mad? There's a little photograph of the Instagram.
That's all I'm looking at.
But also, England's going to play on the opening day of the World Cup for the first time since 1966.
That's good.
Wait, what happened in 1966?
We won.
Exactly. The only time
they might break out an old classic style fucking jersey.
Aye, right. It had to be a short sleeve.
Remember they done that one once for one World Cup, where the long sleeve red shirt with the white cuffs and had a the gold star there. The long sleeve, like it was like a take on the 1966 one.
Actually, what did they? Oh,
yeah,
I can't remember.
It was the official England shirt that year.
I can't remember that. It wasn't as good though. Obviously, the old one was get thick cotton and all that.
Aye.
That was get thin.
It was like a modern take on an old classic.
Someone's we're gone. Shall I just answer it?
Answer it, aye.
Hello? Yeah, man, I'm trying to film a program, yeah. Aye, you're on the show. What? Spit it out, honey. Oh, yeah. Well, just get his eggs. That's all right, I just get eggs. I'm a bit busy at the minute. Right, love you. What do I do? Dilla. So crap with avocados at the minute, like?
The avocados still?
No.
Oh, rock solid.
I like bricks. Break your teeth on the cunts.
Keep them away from Monster. I'll be putting them through windows and all sorts.
Yeah, I've never had an avocado since I was away. That's fucked me day up. That I was full of beans and now fuck it. Fuck the show, fuck the programme, fuck you. But what else did I write down? I've got a picture of the cat's bull, like. Oh, no.
Well,
I did have notes. Had the blah.
Had the blah.
Aye, go on then.
Right, should we talk about the Will Smith thing? Obviously, that's massive news
I
this
think
week.
we've missed the thing, you know, because didn't it happen on Monday?
Uh-huh.
Did it actually happen on Monday?
Oh, I think it was Sunday in America.
I knew it's Saturday afternoon. But I would still like to talk about and address the situation.
I know people have been banging on about it all week, haven't they? But
how do you feel about it, Stephen?
If you've if you've been living under a rock or a hard place for the last week and you don't know what's happened,
Is that a saying now?
Oh, wait, huh?
Is it?
If you've been living between a rock and a hard place.
Shut up, man. Is it actually?
Nah, if you've been living under a rock. Obviously, Chris Rock was doing an award at the Oscars and he said a joke about Jada Smith, who was sitting in the front row of Will, about her hair, saying she looked like G.I. Jane because I don't know if he knew or he didn't know, but she just lost her hair with alopecia. And Will Smith got up and slapped him. So what's your thoughts on all that?
It's changed my opinion of Will Smith a bit. Like,
I see him.
Like, I know there's a lot of people saying, "Oh, he done the right thing, sticking up for his bird and all that," but fucking, he still looks like a knob. You know what I mean? It looked like a sucker punch to me. Chris Rock wasn't expecting that at all.
It was a sucker punch because Chris Rock wasn't expecting that. He went up and just fucking caught him off guard completely and smacked him in the knee.
As if he was expecting Will Smith to come and slap him. You know what I mean?
I know, the Oscars. You know how it is.
Are they both comedians?
I know.
Aren't they? Will Smith's a bit of a comedian, isn't he?
He does comedy.
Wasn't like his break, The Fresh Prince, wasn't that because he was like a bit of a comedian?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's a shame, like.
I feel a bit let down and all. Like many people, I've always been a fan of Will Smith since I was a kid, watching The Fresh Prince and then Men in Black. I was like, got his fucking CD and all that. And obviously all his films and that, like he's class. I thought he was class, but I just feel like he's just showed himself in his true colours. I look like a bit of a dick. And for him to go ahead and win the Oscar as well, his first ever Oscar, it's always going to be tainted by that moment. And he's like let himself down a bit, I think. And then loads of celebrities on this internet coming to his defence. Like, why isn't anyone jumping to Chris Rock's defence? Chris Rock was one who was fucking assaulted in front of the whole world.
He's broke his silence, hasn't he? Just yesterday.
He started his stand-up tour, hasn't he? And he said something on the stage when, look, I haven't got any jokes written about it because obviously I've written all this long before this has happened, so I'm probably not going to speak much about it. I'm still trying to process what happened and all that.
Oh, really?
Alright. It's fucking fair enough, right? You can understand someone sticking up for their wife, right? If someone like Grief My Lass, I would be raging. But in that forum, like at the Oscars, in front of the entire world, to get up and slap him, that's uncalled for.
This is my interested face, by the way.
It's only he's just saying words, isn't he? It's not like, you know how it is. And like, you can see at first he was actually laughing about it, and he only like kicked off because he looked at her and she wasn't laughing, and already I've got to be seen to be doing something. And that means there's a much deeper issue because, let's be fair, right? Will Smith's looked like a fucking mug on the internet for the last few years now because of her, really. Ever since he came on Instagram, he used to be one of those cool celebrities who was not on social media and was quite mysterious. You only ever see him on his films.
A bit traditional and mysterious.
And then he went on Instagram and started looking like a bit of a tit. And,
did he actually?
He joined Instagram. It was like a big thing. Oh, Will Smith's on Instagram. And he was just like, to be fair, it was just like funny banter and all that. And he was skydiving and all that stuff and like spreading positivity into the world. But then he started getting dragged into all his wife's podcasts and stuff. And there was a whole thing about how they had an open relationship and like she was like shagging this bloke. And they were sitting talking about it on the podcast. He's sitting there. He looks like a broken man. He's like sitting there, trying not to cry and all that while she's talking about getting fucked off some other bloke.
Oh, no.
And there's been loads of deep-rooted issues for ages. Did you see the clip I sent you last night?
See, I didn't understand all that. Did that happen where they were just sat on live on a podcast and she told him then?
No, he already knew about it, but obviously he was broken because of it.
Ew.
And they were talking about it on a podcast.
I tell you what, if that happened to me, I'd take loads of drugs and flip out.
And you know what else is really fucked up as well, right? I don't know if you watched it, but I sent you a clip yesterday where, because now apparently she like grew up with Tupac, right, and had a really close relationship.
I think
like,
they pronounce it here, Pac.
Aye, with Tupac. But then when they got to an age where it was like, it would have been like time to have maybe a romantic relationship, she got with Will Smith.
Aye.
And he was like the big deal at the time, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and Tupac probably wasn't as big as what he was going to be at that time. So Will Smith was like the bigger draw card and all that, so she got with Will Smith. And then Tupac came who he was, and she was still always close with him. And Will Smith, on this video I sent you yesterday, if you've not seen it, he's like saying, oh, I always felt like I could never live up to Tupac, and she used to always go on about him.
Honestly?
He was like this big, like, hard, kind of scary, kind of like gangster image and all that, and he was like the daft, like, Will from Philly and all that shit. and he always felt like threatened by him, and like because he always talks about him and that. He always felt threatened in his own relationship that he couldn't live up to this other person, which is toxic as fuck. And then even like years later, the daughter Willow, who obviously never even met Tupac because he was long dead before she was even born, wrote letters to Tupac, and like, there's a photo in there where it's like, "Dear Tupac, please come back so me and my mum can be happy." Love.
She didn't do that.
I swear to God, love from Willow. So what kind of conversations are happening in that house? And like, when I feel insecure and all that type of shit. So like,
next thing you know, he's slapping
I think right when he jumped up and slapped him, it was probably because that was Chris Rock's first joke. Where was he going to go next? Imagine he went on to say stuff about like our affairs and all that sort of shit. He was just like, stop there. Do you know what I mean? Because I mean, I think he's in a toxic relationship, and I think the cracks are starting to show, and he's and it was totally out of character for him, and it's quite sad because I feel like he's in a relationship where his head's battered, and he's just hit that breaking point because of it all. And for people, like loads of people are obviously saying that it was definitely staged, it was fake and all that shit. But
there's no chance.
What I say to that is, why right would someone who's built a 30-year plus career, like it was the late 80s when he started putting out music, Fresh Prince was 1990, and then what we're now 2022, all these massive films, he's like just obviously won an Oscar and that. He's built his whole 30-year career of being the good guy. He even went so far as to one of the MTV awards when he won like an award for his album to say that, I didn't have to swear in any of my albums to like sell records and all that. He's always built his career of being the good guy, hasn't he? So why would he just like...
And now he was in Bad Boys.
Aye, Bad Boys, aye. Why would he throw that image away in an instant? It looked like a total wanker across the world just for like some views on the internet.
And
like,
just so Chris Rock can sell more tickets for his show.
I don't think it's that deep. He's just got on the stage and slapped him.
100%.
But that is these fucking conspiracy theories. Whatever happens in the media, it's fake, it's not real. No matter what it is.
Nothing,
It's fucking annoying. It's sad, I think.
It's raining outside. But is it?
The government not controlling the weather to keep we inside, man.
That's it, aye.
They actually say that?
That's real.
Sad cunts, man.
Well, that's one subscriber who've just lost me dad. And Huggy.
Yes. Subscribers that I got from 212 to 210.
That's 20% of our subscriptions gone.
Aye.
Well, think about what you're saying, will you?
Well, no, I think on that point though, like Will Smith and Chris Rock have been friends since at least the 90s, or at least maybe he's not friends, but we've knew each other since then because Chris Rock was on an episode of Fresh Prince in 1990 or whatever.
Aye.
So, like, for to know someone that long, even if you're not somebody that closer, but someone you probably see around and say hello to and you might be quite pally with and you've worked with and that, like, it's out of order, I think, to jump on stage and humiliate him in front of the world like that. Yeah, I think it's not called for, mate.
I seen a video of Chris Rock afterwards, like, after someone's just give a award out and Chris Rock's in the background, like, pure, I don't know what the word is, but he's just stood there looking dead sad and, like, looking run, doesn't that? He didn't look like he was going to bubble. He handled it like a pure boss, by the way.
He messed up all his words, didn't he, straight after?
Aye, did I. We had to give out a documentary. I mean, an Oscar. Aye. But still, the way he handled it, there would have been a few blokes flapped and bubbled, I bet. Because that wasn't nice, that. But I just felt sorry for me.
I did as well. And
the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Like if Will Smith, right, he was well within his rights to feel a way about that joke, right? Any normal man would, right? But you didn't have to react. You could have sat there and said, "Keep my wife's name out your mouth." You didn't have to get up there and slap him. And that would have been enough.
Come in. Who is it?
We've got a special guest on the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, she's desperate for a bit of fame, this one.
Insert the round of applause.
She's ringing this while I'm on the programme.
We'll insert the fans' applause here. I lost my train of thought. I think I was saying, he was within his rights to...
he's still going on with this.
I'm joking. To react how he did, right? Like anybody would. But he didn't have to, like, get up and slap him. He could have just said what he said, had a word with him backstage, and that would have been enough. Or
slapped him behind the
scenes. Slapped him behind the scenes, but not up there, like, unprofessional, like a character, he looked like a dick.
Right. He does look like a dick. I seen a video of him, like, afterwards, at the after party. I'm surprised he even went after that show, by the way. But, he was jumping all over the place, singing Miami and that, knew all the words, obviously, and all that, like, jumping about with his Oscar and that. He was BAFTA, whatever he won. And I just thought, you look like a prat, mate. But anyway, I changed a lot of people's opinions, and either way, he's a legend, isn't he? Like, and I reckon he can salvage his, reputation again, but Hopefully he can.
I just think
Just a shame, I think.
it's a shame, and I do feel a bit sorry for him because I think he's like he's obviously gone through something.
I tell you what, I bet he doesn't feel sorry for me and ye.
I don't know.
Fuck him, get him on the list.
Rich fucking millionaires at the Oscars. Fucking.
Speaking of millionaires, Jim Carrey's piping up saying I would have sued him for 200 million. I cringed at that, me.
I don't know. I liked what he was trying to say. I think what the point he was trying to make.
Rich divvy, him.
I don't think he was trying to see what we get his money off him. I think he was trying to make a point that there should be some type of repercussion for what he's done. And Chris Rock just letting it slide. But I know what you mean.
Secret racist, him.
Nah, definitely not. He's a legend, Jim Carrey, man.
Paedophile.
What did he say now? He was just saying like how it was. It made him think that all of Hollywood's just like soulless fucking horrible cunts, and he says he wants nothing to do with them.
Oh, I knew he actually said he was going to retire now.
He's retiring from
after Sonic.
Hollywood, but he was appalled by the whole charade.
Was he there? Was he?
I don't know. He's probably seen the videos.
Bet his eyes blew out of his head like when he was on the mask. How does he even do that, man?
Having says that though, did you see? So he's obviously piped up and said what he said, which I kind of agreed with what he said. But then a video came out of him when he got an award for Cable Guy, and he walks up on the stage and kisses the woman who's giving the award. He just grabs her and kisses her, and she didn't know it was coming. And they're saying, well, that's like, is that not sexual assault?
It is.
And she like went on. She didn't like make any complaints, but she went on behind the scenes to say that I didn't know that was coming. I was quite shocked and I didn't like it, kind of thing. I can't remember which actress it was, but he came up on the stage and just grabbed that and he kissed that in a kind of a joking way. But like, still, I guess you could argue that that's inappropriate.
You can't do things like that in this day and age.
It's not the same as smacking someone though. Wait, I don't know. Is it? Write in the comments. I don't want to cross any fucking lines here. I don't want to get cancelled, the lad.
Well, that was great. That was great stuff. That.
I
was really interested in that. My pal piped up mine there on the text and all that and made a huge mockery out of your review of Batman.
Did he?
So it was fucking shite. He whacked at the pictures and everything, like.
Well, you obviously didn't watch the full thing, so you can't really make an opinion.
I think he's just a huge fan of the other ones.
That's my retort.
Get him on the list, everyone. Call him out.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Lee.
Get
him on.
I thought it was alright, mate. I thought it was pretty good.
You loved the programme, didn't you?
That was decent. I'll be excited to see what they do next with it.
Completely off topic, right? I was cleaning my teeth in the mirror the other day, right? Leila was there and all. And I smiled, right? And honestly, she can say, you want to start thinking about hiding some Botox in that face, didn't you? And now it's just right, and I was wondering what your opinions were on that.
No fucking way in my life.
But you didn't get wrinkles like me.
Even if I did, there's no way
you can't say that. I smile, right? And it looks like it's scrunched up bit of foil. I've got all these wrinkles all in my eyes, all on my forehead.
Nah.
I've seen a photograph the other day. I was obviously having a great time. And I've got wrinkles, right? The wrinkles from my eyes join up to the ones on my neck. I look like some mad like ozone picture.
That's just natural though. It's like what's supposed to happen.
I'm going to get some Botox hiding my forehead, me. I watches. Get me teeth done in Torquay. Get me hairpiece put on.
You'll be wearing like fucking Dale Winton.
Aye.
You'll look like that, what's he called off this morning, Reeling or something. He was on X Factor.
Oh, Raylan.
You look like him.
He is a fucking Reeling. Is he still got him?
I don't know.
He's got, his teeth look like bars of soap. You seen this clip of him? That says something wrong with you in the heat, that like, you can't be thinking that looks normal. You can't say that man, he's gay, man.
That's what you'll end up like though, because it's a slippery slope when you start getting this and getting that, then you want more and you want this.
Just hide them crew's feet.
I don't know.
I mean,
I'd never say never like, but yeah, that's something you think of when you're like 50s and 60s and that, not when you're not in your 30s. Nah, I think it's wrong, me. I think it's fucked. The way the world's gone with all this shit, man.
But what's me other option, right? My hair's coming off, right? I'm gonna end up baldy and wrinkly as fuck. Within the next 5 years. No way. I would. You just saying it because you want to laugh at us?
No, honestly, I would laugh at you because you went
baldy cunt.
I wouldn't laugh at you at all. It's nowadays. I think people need to just embrace it and learn how to grow old gracefully. Because fuck me, man, you've seen some of the cunts who've gone too far with it, man. They've got sausage lips and.
But you've been graced with this lovely hairline and knee wrinkles.
I've got wrinkles.
Why? No, compared to me. My wrinkles all join up, man. It's like a jigsaw.
I don't know, each to their own, like, but I don't know. Like, when you get, like, old now, like, you can't even give me now what people actually look like because they're all wearing these fucking masks of fucking injections. There's no wrong with growing old gracefully, you know what I mean?
Oh, now that.
No shame in it.
When I was older, I wouldn't eat, but just when I'm fucking sticking me
It's mad though, isn't it, that we're at that age now where all the lads are getting fucking hair transplants and trying to do Botox and shit like that.
Gastric bands and what have you.
Aye, I'll be avoiding all that as long as I possibly can, like. Just
I wouldn't mind a hair transplant, eh?
No.
I didn't see no wrong with that, mate. Like, if you like your hairpiece. If you like your hairpiece and that, you didn't want to get a wig.
Hey, nah, it's fine, innit? Remember, who was the pioneer? Was, what's he called?
The first one to get the hairpiece
Liverpool
on.
footballer.
Wayne Rooney.
Wayne Rooney, aye. Remember his?
Aye.
His looked offered his first one.
Aye.
He must have been like the guinea pig, him.
Aye, he was the one that allowed it to happen, wasn't it? Once Wayne Rooney had getting it. Because he's just a normal bloke, isn't he? He likes the old pros and all that.
Aye. Well, what do you reckon? Do you reckon Botox? Botox for men and all that in the 30s is an acceptable thing, or is it just bent as fuck?
Why Botox for men?
Because it's acceptable for women.
And why would you use the word bent to describe it?
Because it's bent.
Terrible, that. That's disgusting, that. One of them homophobes. What else was I going to say? But what about for women then? Do you think it's alright for women, did you?
Honestly, no.
Nah.
Like, when my last guy's on about it, I just say, no, you don't need it. Like, fair enough when you're getting on in your 50s and all that shit, but when people in their 30s now are getting Botox, I think it's fucking mental, me. It's just not normal. I don't know. I'm out of line saying that, I don't know, but it's just like...
You're banging of all, are you, like?
I don't know, I just think it's a mad culture we live in now where everyone just gets loads of cosmetic surgery and shit, and it's just the norm. I just don't know. I just, like, every time where there's a lass who I've knew, people I've worked with, or friends and that, I've said, oh man, I get this and that done. I'm like, why? You don't need it.
Oh,
but people are getting it done who don't need it.
I guess that aye. But people have been doing it for years and years, you know. You say like the older celebrities now. Doing it. However, Reid, can we just have a moment, again, completely off topic, but since the last podcast, I listened to the Stompin podcast, and now we can drop review there.
Aye.
Yet again, another plug for the Matty O.
I was actually reading his comment there.
Who? What a masterpiece that was, by the way.
I am the chicken, you are the walrus.
I read it out.
Cheers, lads. Appreciate the support. Keep up with the good work and having fun on the channel. Cheers, lad.
Aye. Thank you very much.
But what was your thoughts on that?
Oh, honestly, hands down the best podcast I had ever listened to.
Aye, same.
It made the Joe Rogan experience look like a pile of shit.
It was class, man, wasn't it?
What a guest.
The stories, just him. Like when he was on about the whole Patrick Toppin thing and that, man, how big an event it was and the biggest rave he
I
ever
chose
done.
listening to that, because it's mad, because he's completely off social media and stuff like that, so maybe he didn't realise, I guess he did realise, but just how big Patrick Toppin is. Mm. And then obviously like he rocked up to the Hoppins or wherever it was.
Tamworth? What's Tamworth?
Aye, that's where the Hoppins is, isn't it? Is it?
Oh, was it the racecourse, wasn't it?
Racecourse, that's it, aye. And he says he's driving past millions of people. And then he gets to the front of that and he says he's the tour managers and everything there. Free beer and everything. Unreal, you know. Like, honestly, I went for a walk and listened to it. Like, what a belter podcast that was, man. On the mic at 14, like, in there with Techno T.
Class. I know the story how he got on was mint.
It wasn't it, man? He just fully went and did it, didn't he? 14-year-old, you know. That's
I know.
That's madness, that.
Was it the Coliseum and then after that, even clubs before that he was saying he was on.
Aye. With that one at Techno T, you had to get the bus up to concert.
Aye. He said concert was like a different. Aye. Like it was a different city or something. It was that it was that far.
Aye. Concert is Radley.
Aye.
Gone all the way up there by himself on the bus at 14 just to rock the mate.
You know.
Because he wanted to do. Unreal.
Class. And you know what about just him, like how he was talking and just who he was, like, because we'd never heard him in that, other than hearing him MC, we've never really heard him speak, have we, ever?
Aye.
So I was always wondering what he's like, what his personality's like and that. And he was just everything you would expect him to be, wasn't he? He was class.
No, it is. I was saying, like, I expected him to be a little bit more arrogant than what he was.
He was actually quite humble, wasn't he?
100%. He's the very best MC ever, I think.
Arguable, but I would agree. But
who's better?
Well, I think Stompin's the best, but other people out there might argue that there's other better ones.
Get them in the comments who you think's better than Stompin.
Who is the best MC?
Because I didn't think there is one. There's not one?
I think for our generation, he's like...
And the generation before.
Yeah. But like maybe,
was it 28? Yeah, 29.
Maybe like younger people of today, though, who maybe newer MCs and all that.
Does anyone comes close?
I agree.
Get it in the comments who you think's better.
Should we have a look at our comments for the last
I'd go on them, fetch it up.
See what we've got on there. There's quite a few, so I'm trying to read a couple.
Oh yeah, do you know what was funny on that podcast? So I was creased up about it. When Matty brings up the old audio and all that, saying this is not Radio 1 and all that.
That was funny, that was class.
No shout out for now, this is not Radio 1.
He's like, no, it's not fucking radio. Class.
It's not fucking Radio 1, innit?
Yeah, what's this about? Adam Young. Haha, Butchie getting told off had the same vibe as the Will Smith slap. I couldn't tell if it was staged, haha. Creased, I've been told off many a time with Butchie, fucking nightmare. Just makes you laugh and get told off more. Then you've replied, haha, I mate. There was some corkers, wasn't there? I'll try telling the Mr. Doherty one, but you had to be there. Wish it was filmed, because it isn't believable. What was that like?
No, I was, like I say, I had to be there with that, like.
You go on, just tell it anyway.
Me and Youngie had been sent to the IT or something like that. Oh, I don't know what it was, Mr. Doherty. Mr. Doherty's lesson. And he made we going back to the head of the year or whatever the office was.
What lesson was this?
I don't know, IT or something. Youngie'd been caught on mingers.com. I'm sure it was mingers.com, you know. He got sent out, and then because I was Chris and all that, we both ended up getting sent out. Had to go and see him at break time and all that. And then he was trying to ring with Mars and all that, because we'd been on adult website. When it wasn't, it was just mingers.com. It was just pictures of grannies with a tit suit and that. But Youngie got caught on it, not me. But and then Youngie got... You know when you're just getting bollocked by your teacher and that, and you catch your mate's eyes, and you just like, you try and desperately not laugh. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Because it's a nightmare, isn't it? You try.
It makes you laugh even more.
So... You know, it's just funny to think of it, because I can still picture Youngie like watching us now. And I was thinking, if I see him, if I like make eye contact, one of us gonna snigger. And we ended up fucking properly pissing ourselves. And Mr. Doherty was in with faces screaming, you know, like absolutely bollocking with. And he was trying to ring with parents at the same time, and me and him were like nearly pissing ourselves, you know. And then he was like screaming at when I get out and all that. So we ran. Youngie went first, and he tripped over, didn't he? And he fell and hit the floor, and I tripped over him, and we ended up rolling the boot on the floor, like creasing, you know. Mr. Doherty was on top, was screaming, we couldn't stop laughing. He was raging, he was trying to expel her in that. But I'd say like you had to be there for that, like it was.
That's class.
It was funny that like.
I remember this one time I was at RA at school, and me and Rob used to always have bother with this one teacher. She used to hate him, man. He used to bully, pick on every lesson, just like corner in, like, oh, not corner, but now like pick him out and like do a bollockins. And Rob mainly used to always kind of argue against that and that, oh, like the Bible was bollocks and all that stuff.
Aye.
And there's one time I got held back for whatever reason. I was getting bollocked for something, and all the class had left, and I was just still in the classroom with the teacher, standing at the front, just like getting a bollock and that. And at the door of the classroom was a little window, and Rob was outside the class looking through, and I was burst out laughing in the teacher's face. Remember it was the last lesson on a Friday as well, and she went, right, that's it, get to Mr. Wood's office. I was like, oh yeah, man. It was like 3:45 on a Friday when he's trying to be away. I had to go to the deputy head's office. And
got to Mr. Wood's office in a Catholic school.
I was there with loads of other lads, like probably Goffy and all lads, everyone else who was there. I was getting bollocked that day and had to stand there in the line and wait for a punishment.
Oh yeah.
I had to get out.
If you're getting told off, even now, you know, I'm 33-year-old, right? If my manager's pissed off at work and one of my mates is there and I make eye contact, I cannot help but laugh.
They're the funniest things. It's things where you're not supposed to laugh as well. And things that you're not supposed to laugh at. And for some reason, and you're not laughing at it because it's funny. You know it's an inappropriate laugh. So you're trying your best not to. And then if you catch someone else's eyes who's doing it now, you got no chance.
I've been bollocked at work and as a 33-year-old bloke, you know, like for laughing. Can you not just take something fucking seriously? Like I rocked up to work yesterday, man. My manager was stood there, man, and I had there's like a Ben having a shower on the side of the truck, you know. I hate it, you know. And there's a dick drawn on the side of the Ben, see it? And like, I'm trying to, like, I knew we had seen it. Like, I'm like getting out my truck and all that. And like, I can see him just like stood there like that. And I just like, alright mate, like, alright. Fucking raging.
Oh, hey, fucking hell.
But aye. Good time to grow up, eh?
Should we read this one last comment, eh?
I read the comment too.
Pango 2007, still don't know who that is.
Pango 2 in a row 7?
Hi.
What's 2 in a row?
2007.
Oh.
Two.
Maybe
Pango,
he's a secret agent.
two O's in a row 7. 112, itching to comment, lads. Greasing my fingers right up straight after greasing my pole. Haha, no man.
Greasing me pool. No man. Definitely.
I, Steve, who used to hate Bisping until I educated you about him. We watched that short documentary called Destiny and you changed your opinion of him. I haven't seen the new film yet. I'm going to soon. His first fight against Dan Henderson at UFC 100 was a title eliminator where he got knocked spark out, but he rematched him years later when Bisping was champ and defended the title against him and won a close fight. Was a naughty scrap that was on shortly before we left for Oz. That H-bomb, Henderson's other right hand, was deadly. How can you not like Bisping though, representing Great Britain from a working class background that won the UFC title with a fucked up eye? Vito Belfort detached his retina after kicking his head smooth off. He had complications with it and eventually went blind, but still carried on fighting. Nails the lad. Anyways, much love to you both though. Love the show. Can't wait to eventually have a pint with yous where maybe's the 1 litre vodka trick with Bootsy.
Oh, no chance. You wouldn't get a litre trick with me.
It's been retired that now.
I can't even. I've got vodka on the shelf there. Plenty of it. I'm scared of it now, you know. Yeah. It's if you used to drink a litre before you went out. What the fuck's that about?
I know. You used to
kill yourself on that.
Oh man, you got me on it now. Trying to break my leg and all sorts.
I haven't had a vodka in years. I'm just strictly beers now, like.
Are you bad on the vodka? Well, you're not bad on the vodka, but every time you like had a drink, it would be a vodka, a bottle of vodka before you went in.
And aye. No wonder anyone used to like going out with this. Found me in the taxi on the way in.
I've got a funny story actually.
Oh, damn it,
It's not bad. It's not that bad. But it was me, Bootsy, and Marky. We had a drink in mind, didn't we? And we were going into tune. But he used to drink a litre of vodka before going to town, so he'd be fucked before he even got in the taxi. And we literally got to the first bar, Quilter Camel in the quayside. And he was just stumbling into loads of lads and that. All these lads were kind of chilling and that. And me and Marky was just like, oh, yeah, how let's get out of here. So we'll go to that bar. And then we're walking to go to the quayside bar or something. You know, there's like car park like just next to the quayside bar. You went down beside one of the cars and you literally had your jeans and your kegs between your ankles. You're having a piss in between the cars. And then we saw some police coming, we Marky ran. Bootsy, how there's police coming, you're going to be having a piss there, there's police coming. And you were like, whatever. So then Bootsy went and hid behind the wall, we just watched and we'd just seen the police come round to get you. And you saw a guy like us. trying to run over on the police with your pants and your ankles.
Honestly, man.
Pissing all over the place. But then, so me and Marky obviously liked it because they didn't want to get arrested. And then, I don't know how, but you must have got out of getting arrested somehow and talked you out of it because me and Marky came back on the front street of the quayside and we saw you walking in the opposite direction, like towards like Bladen. We're like, where the fuck's he gone? Had to chase after you and get
Great
you.
night this. 7:30.
Aye. Right, we're on that note. Do you want to wrap this one up?
I digress it.
Aye, thanks very much for watching once again.
Yeah, I've got to actually, anyone watching, no read, I dare you to share this.
Dare you.
Dare you. Bet you didn't.
Alright, thanks for watching.
Subscribe.
Signing out.
Like the programme, leave a comment. Thank you very much. Can't be a long one, that.